Michael, all right, last two. I've got G here, and then I'll redo C for you. I think I hit a bad button or something when I was doing that before, so for C, and then it did something weird. So here we go. What you're going to do for G is if you look at those closely before you start, you notice that all of them break down. So like root 8, you can break that down into root 4 times 2. And 4 has a square root of 2, so it's actually a mixed radical, 2 root 2. Same with root 12. That's really 4 times 3, right? So that's going to be 2 root 3. And then root 32 is really 16 times 2. You got to be good at your multiplication tables for these. And so that's really 4 root 2 as a mixed radical. So once you've done that, then you can go back over here now and write this as the product of this times this times this. And it's as easy as just taking the whole numbers first. So 2 times 2 times 4, which is 4 times 4 is 16. And then root 2, root 3, and root 2, multiply them together, so it's 2 times 3 times 2, but it's all under the radical sign. So 2 times 3 is 6, times 2 is 12. And then look what happens. We've got 16, and we can write 12 as 4 times 3, and the 4 has a square root of 2, so when it comes out, we end up with 16 times 2, and then root 3 left over. So that's how you'd handle G. I might be talking fast because my battery's dying on my iPad, so I want to finish this for you before we run out of time. Let's go over to the last one, which is C. Here's C again for you. This one is a binomial squared, and you guys haven't done a lot of FOIL yet, where you multiply a binomial times a binomial, so these ones are a little bit different for you. So you're going to multiply the first term by the first term, and the first term by the second term. And then you start with this guy, and you're going to multiply it by each of the terms in the second bracket as well. So there's 4 multiplyings taking place here, okay? Now if you happen to notice, 3 root 8 actually could break down into 3 root 4 times 2. Square root of 4 can come out as 2. So you'll get 6 root 2. So if you wanted to, you could write this as 6 root 2 minus 4 times 6 root 2 minus 4. And then you could do your rainbows. And so 6 times 6 is 36, and root 2 times root 2 is root 4. And then this one, you only have the whole numbers, so 6 times 4 is 24, and then you just have to bring the root 2 along with it. If we do that now for the bottom ones here for the second term, we're going to go 4 times 6 root 2, so we have minus 24 root 2, and then minus 4 times minus 4 is plus 16. So now we go back and we look and see what we can simplify. Root 4 here equals 2, right? So that's just 2 times 36, which is 72. And then we have minus 24 root 2, and minus 24 root 2 is minus 48 root 2, and then plus 16. And the 16 and the 72, they can be added together, and you make 88 minus 48 root 2. With any luck, that's what I got the first time. If I didn't, I apologize. If you do it with the, if you were going to use those numbers and not simplify first, then you would get 9 root 64 minus 12 root 8 minus 12 root 8 plus 16. It's going to come out to the same thing. It'll just look different on the way down. This is 9 times 8. This is negative 24 root 8. And this is 4. I'm sorry, that's 16 there. 16. So 72 for 9 times 8. I'm going to write the 16 with it, and then minus 24 root 8 equals 88 minus 24 root 8 equals 88 minus 24 root 4 times 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Bring it out. 24 times 2 is 48 root 2. So you get to the same answer either way. It doesn't matter whether you see that simplifying or not. You're still going to get the right thing. It's just you're working with a little bit bigger numbers, okay? So I hope that helps. I'm not sure. Do you have period 3 math? So Mr. Roberts might be available tomorrow, and I certainly am as well if you want to come and see either one of us, okay?